fights, kind of like UFC. So I really, really feel like we should, as fans, try to ask for that more. I know the UK does it. I sometimes notice that they start really early and they have so many fights, and I'm kind of jealous of that. So let's see if they try working on it, or if someone puts it out there. But I think we should put it out there. And I'm looking forward to something new, but something like that, good quality fights, but maybe like 3 or 4 more fights, good fights. But anyway, to get back into the main event, which was a heavyweight fight, and the last time I tried to watch a heavyweight fight was, if I'm not mistaken, it was either Dylan White and this one dude, or because I think his name is Parker, and there was the other one, Wilder versus Ortiz. I saw that one too, which I thought was a good fight. I really feel like when it comes to this fight, it was really good. I think Wilder, I've learned a lot about Wilder in the last year or so, especially when it comes to Victor Ortiz and whatnot. I think he did really well, and I think that is his best. And that's the thing. When we have to when we judge boxers, we have to judge them when they're at their best. And the reason is because we have to see if their best matches up with another fighter's best. And sometimes, due to politics and stuff like that, it doesn't always happen. But, with Wilder, I don't know if this is his pinnacle, but it's looking like that was a very close fight, and it could really put him in a different stratosphere that he never thought he could be in. I guess that's why the fight was made, but at the same time, the results is what matters. Fury doing a great job with his psychology, his weirdness, and his up and down movement, and his weird style. I really feel like he has more to kind of like he has more to offer as a boxer. So to me, it's a 50-50 fight. Again, they need to make a rematch. I feel like it should be in the UK, but I don't know if that's going to be a popular idea. In LA, that was really dope. The stars came out, and I'm pretty sure more stars will come out if they do another fight. And they continue the showmanship where they're talking crap about each other. And this is a pretty good matchup when it comes to entertainment and when it comes to respect and all that, because these guys, they talk a lot about each other, but they still respect each other, and that's what makes a even Steven fight. Now, going to the fight, let's break down the fight. I was on some stream hopping shit, so that was one of those fights where it just wasn't happening, and I don't know if everybody was going through it, but I was talking to 5 or 10 people at the same time, and we were all going through that issue. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, the rounds that I saw Fury win all of them, except for the rounds that he got knocked down. It's crazy though, because he would get up and outpoint Wilder. Now, that is not typical. That is not something that usually happens. You feel me? someone gets knocked down, it's all about how they get back up, and they're gonna work their way back into the fight, and is the person that knocked them down gonna capitalize, or is he gonna let the other fighter get back into the fight? Wilder did not look prepared for the first one, but the second one he was proud of. You feel me? And it was the 12th round, so obviously normal people that watched the fight probably thought that Fury was out and done. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't have a major opinion from aside from my prediction, because my prediction was that Fury would win on points, and he got really close to doing that. Wilder did his thing. He fought his fight, and I feel like some people are kind of like waking up on Wilder, like, yo, Wilder should have did more. How's he getting dominated like this and whatever? I don't know if you know this, but Wilder's always felt this way. This is what we all saw. A lot of people were seeing this before, and there was a lot of fans that just weren't paying attention, I guess, or just didn't see the hand skills of all these other fighters that were tagging him. But in this fight, I feel like Wilder did exactly what he was supposed to do with the amount of skills that he has. Reason being is because he held his punches, and he was trying to get the right punches at the right time. He didn't want to waste any punches, because Fury wasn't putting out that much volume or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But he was doing enough to keep himself in the fight, where if Wilder would have just swung all night, it could have turned into a nightmare, because there was a few times I saw, I'm not sure what round, but Wilder looked like he was a little lost, but it wasn't like he was lost like, oh my God, if I keep doing this, I'm gonna lose the fight. In my opinion, he looked desperate, Wilder. He looked desperate, but not like extremely desperate. He looked like, all right, this didn't go how I wanted it to go, and I thought by now I would at least have him doing what I want him to do, and it didn't happen that way. And Wilder kept testing Fury's athleticism, which was extremely smart on Wilder's behalf. I thought that was very intelligent of him, and I think that's what has been keeping Wilder in the game for this long, because he's basically saying, if you're this weight, you need to be as in tip-top shape as I am. It's not about being big and bad. It's about me putting this pain on you and you knowing what to do after it, because I'm not going to stop after I keep hitting you hard. There were no illegal shots from what I saw on Wilder's behalf, which is extremely rare from what I'm used to with watching Wilder. I also feel that Fury did an amazing job at making Wilder miss, and I feel like that goes like people should be applauding him for that. He was slipping and doing all kinds of movements that most black fighters do, and he was not getting the credit for it, but now he is, because he got up. And that's why I'm saying that Fury is his commodity. He's gonna be more of a commodity. He's gonna be more valuable in the end game. You feel me? Like, what Wilder did was smart for him to not lose the fight. Very smart on his behalf. But he needed to finish Fury. And when you don't finish an opponent, they come back either in the next fight, or that that fight, what's it called? It defines you, and you don't want that, because even at the end of the fight, Wilder, Fury was saying that we are the two best heavyweight fighters. AJ is not relevant in this arena or in this kind of fight, even though he mentioned him. Still, I think Fury saying that makes it seem like Fury's the number one guy, because he said it even. He was like, yo, I'm the number one guy. He's behind me. He's number two, I'm number one. And when he says that, after he got up from all his, you know, unorthodox power, it makes Wilder look like a normal human being. And this to me makes the fight even more even. And I'm going to tell you why. The reason being is that I don't think Fury was absolutely in shape for this fight. I'm not a doctor. I am not a coach. I am a fan just like yourself. I am also trying to become a journalist, like I've been telling you guys for a long time in this channel. But at the same time, we have to be realistic. The last two fights that Fury had were who? Guys that are coming up. And then before that, he had cocaine problems. He had drug problems. He had alcohol problems. And that was a battle. That's a fight that he had before. But it put pounds on him. It put weight on him. It made his mind change. And then he had an easy fight with Klitschko. So no matter what, I don't give a fuck what anybody says, man. I really don't care when it comes to people saying that Fury was hurt, or that he was in shape, and that I'm just making excuses because I want to make Wilder look bad. Nah, it's not that. It's that Fury outworked Wilder by getting up, and he was not even all the way in shape. Now, to say that he's going to win the next one, I don't know. Because, you know, there were some moments that it just did not look good for Fury. When you're on the floor like that, man, there's a bunch of things that could happen. You know? Whatever could be going through his mind, and he's like, you know, he might not come back as strong as he was supposed to. But he did come back as strong as he needed to, and he capitalized off of it, and that was very good. This is why I feel like he deserved the W. Fury deserved the W. Now, going back to what I was saying about him being out of shape, him not beating Klitschko so easily, and then gaining weight after that, and then, you know, fighting these two guys, he had no reason to get in true shape like he was when he was starting his career. Another issue is that he never feared Wilder. He got up from the knockdowns. When somebody fears someone, fears them, fears something of them, they change their game plan. They look different. They do things weird. Fury looks exactly the same. He always fought like that. That's how he always fought. It's no different, man. I don't know what the hell some people are trying to come up with, acting as if Fury fought a way that made him look like he lost the fight. But even if you think he lost the fight, he didn't do anything different from what he usually does. That's how he always fights. Always a lot of head movement, a lot of pillow punches, connecting, and capitalizing off of your mistakes, and stepping back after he engages. So he'll engage, boom, 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 and then get out, and then wait for you to counter. And usually heavyweights aren't as fast as him, so, and they don't have the reach that he does, because, you know, that's a serious issue too. You know, Wilder has the reach, but he just doesn't have the speed, and he's not used to doing all that. So I feel like it was a psychological battle. like I said, I think Wilder did as best as he could, man. You can't ask more from that man. The fact that he knocked him down the second time, because that first one I really do not feel like it was a legit knockdown. It counts as a knockdown, and if you're scoring, you need to put it as a knockdown because he connected on Fury as he was going down, so it counts as a knockdown. But I saw it as like a slip type, mess up. Okay, is he in pain? Is he like, oh man, I can't fight? No. Is he showing anything on his face where it's like, oh snap, he's bleeding, or he got caught? It wasn't nothing surprising. He got caught, and it was more surprising to us because Fury was doing really well before that. But since Wilder's a one-punch fighter, or he gathers himself, or he needs momentum to catch Fury, then that's the reason why he got caught. Now the second one, I got into some stuff with some of my friends, and it's funny to me because I'm still sticking to my guns, and we could have the debate at any moment. But my whole thing is this: I really do not believe Fury was hurt. And if you're all comparing him to The Undertaker, there's memes everywhere, tweets saying that Fury looked like The Undertaker. When Undertaker sits up from anything, I know it's wrestling, it's not the same, but when he sits up, does he get up and he's like, right? He doesn't do that. He gets up and he starts whooping your ass. And that's exactly what Fury did. So how does that seem as if he's hurt? I'm not saying it didn't hurt, but he didn't look like he was hurt. I'm not saying he didn't get hurt. I'm not saying that when Wilder punched him, it didn't hurt. I'm saying that Fury was not hurt. If he was hurt, he would have stayed his ass down. Because it makes perfect sense. You laying on your back for 5-6 seconds, you have an opportunity there to say, you know what, I'm going to stay down, or I'm going to try to get up, but I don't think I'm going to get up all the way, or I'm going to get up, or whatever. But your body takes over. And if he's hurt and his body's going to show it, then why didn't he show it when he fucking got up? He got up very, very, very late. The ref gave him a chance, an opportunity. He didn't cheat. I don't think so. There's people saying that there was seconds or whatever, and it was ahead of the referee's count, but obviously the official in the ring is what matters. He's the one that's taking over. He's not incompetent. He's not out of the fight. He's not just a ring post. His counting counts. So it doesn't matter what we have going on. We're counting and he's counting, and no, his count is the primary. Is the priority. So if he's counting, that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If he counts fast, that's his ass. If he counts slow, it's on him. It doesn't matter, because how many fights have we seen that shit? And we have to take it as gospel. So why, when this guy does it, it's not the same? Because you got a horse in the race. Now, I said this in my first prediction. I said to you guys, I don't have a horse in the race. I don't care. I'm just calling it like I see it. So when he got up and he did the same exact shit, when he got knocked down the first time, he looked at the ref and went like this: I'm good. Walk your ass over there. All right. He starts jogging, starts moving around. You're like, what the hell? I mean, for me, I was like, what the hell? I couldn't believe it. I thought there was like some game being played or something. I was like, what the hell's happening? Like, how is it possible that he's getting up with no problem? Because, like I said, I thought the second knockdown was legit. So I couldn't believe it, man. I could not believe it. So after that happened, he gets up, comes back strong. And then I'm looking at Wilder. I'm like, man, what the hell's wrong with Wilder? Like, he's getting connected on, and he has no, like, Like he doesn't see anything. And it was like he saw a ghost. It was literally like he saw Fury was like a different person. He's like, damn, I don't know what to do. So I felt kind of like, damn, man, this doesn't make sense to me. And I don't know how they're going to score this fight. Because I was having a hard time. And like I said, obviously, I was missing some of the streams. So, I probably caught like at least 5 or 6 rounds. I can't lie to you. But from what I was hearing, and I was keeping up with all the people that were watching the fight, everybody that was a Wilder fan was mad. A lot of them were mad because they're like, yo, how are you gonna let this dude that was out of shape, on drugs, whoop you like this? Because he was whooping him. You got all the LDBC dudes, all the head of the LDBC dudes, the boxers, the ones that represent it, all saying that Wilder was losing or lost, except for Clarissa Shield. I don't know about her or whatever, but I'm not really into the LDBC, whatever, or any of that kind of stuff. But all I'm saying is that the people that represent, or the people that usually root for Wilder, were saying that, Wilder lost or he was losing. Yeah, Floyd, supposedly I heard he left disgusted. Yo, I'm out. Fuck this place. I hate this place. I saw a video of Senior angry, thinking it's garbage. Andre Ward tweeting, Lennox Lewis. It had a bunch of people. I'm still waiting to hear back from the media. But it was an intriguing fight. And the fact that it didn't end well, it sucks because you need to have a rematch. So, I'm not a judge, obviously. But when you have a fight like this, it needs to have a winner, man. It needs to have a winner. And I don't know, when it comes to politics, I don't like these scenarios where like, well, it would be better if Fury won. Nah, I wanted the true winner. I literally wanted whoever could win the fight or could show that they won the fight to win the fight and to go on. I didn't really think about rematch. I was thinking, that dude's fighting AJ. I really thought that it could be Wilder or it could be Fury. I thought it was a good fight. But I thought Fury would win on points. Because you have to pick a side. You can't just be like, oh, I got 2. Or, if Wilder, if it doesn't end early, then it's Fury. But if it ends early, it's going to be Wilder. Nah, I wasn't doing that kind of shady two-face crap. Nah, I picked a side. I was like, nah, it's going to be Fury on points. And this is why. And to the people that pick Wilder, the majority of people that pick Wilder all say he was going to knock out Fury. Because how else is he going to beat Fury? You see what I'm saying? So my prediction was closer to correct compared to some of the people that pick Wilder. But at the end of the day, who cares? I was entertained. The fight was a good fight. I think it was good for boxing. I think the judges need to be changes, and I think they need to be changed. And I feel like the discussion needs to start again. We need a reset button on the discussion on judges, on how they judge. And when you have a fighter that comes from another country and they have, they're just a lot more famous, more on point with their stuff. They're doing a lot of things, and you need to be able to be fair. Fair judges. I'm not saying that just because Fury is a little bit more popular than Wilder that he should get the nod, but where does this notion come from that that Wilder should win the fight 115-111? I mean, maybe I could see the draw, because there was a judge that had it 113-113. And I could probably see that if I was to watch it back and give you a perfect analyst. But from what I was keeping up with, man, I heard that Fury was waxing this dude. And I'm here trying to watch the fight. So I'll watch 30 seconds, or I'll watch a minute, or I'll watch 2 minutes. and Fury was covering ground beautifully. I thought that he was gonna be on the ropes, and he never was on the ropes. I thought he was gonna be doing like Canelo, but it was good that he didn't, because Wilder's the more athletic dude. So, in conclusion, what I'll say is this: 115, 111 for Wilder is nah. That's not truthful to what happened. Being that a lot of people I saw live were chatting and talking, were saying that Wilder was losing. Floyd Mayweather said it was 5-0 for Fury in the 5th to 6th round. You know, with that being said, if you do the math, without those knockdowns, you don't have much of a fight to score. Now, the first one, I'll give you it. Like I said, I'll give you it, because it was legit. He didn't hurt him, and I don't think he hurt him in the second one either. But, you know, Fury got up. If he would have really hurt him like he's hurt all the other people, like you look at other dudes that have been knocked out by Fury, and compare that shit to by Wilder, and compare that shit to Fury. It's not the same. He got up like nothing. Compared him to The Undertaker. Why? Because he got up like nothing. So that is my conclusion for this, folks. I'm going to try to do another chat or live next week. Monday, tomorrow. And we can get back into this. But for now, I'm signing out. Peace. And let's try to keep boxing alive, yo.